What's going on, everyone? My name is Adam. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time on my channel and you want to learn how to cold call like a pro, set more appointments with sellers and buyers, and all sorts of other real estate related stuff, make sure you subscribe to my channel and click the bell right now so you don't miss anything. Real quick, if you have any cold calling techniques that you want to share, put them in the comments below so you can help other people who watch this video. All right, let's get started. So cold calling. I would say cold calling is one of, if not the most effective ways to grow your business. It's just a very efficient way of using your time for your lead generation. I'm just gonna jump right into the tips. The first tip is probably not the most exciting tip. I'm gonna get into the human psychology of cold calling in this video, but I wanted to start off with this tip first because it's very important, and that is to come from contribution. So what I mean by that is you really want to make sure that you believe in whatever you're calling about. That's what's gonna keep you motivated to keep on making your calls. I focus mostly on expired listings. So I am calling people who tried to sell their house and for whatever reason, the home failed to sell and it came off the market. Usually they had a bad agent or something went wrong and they lost money. But either way, like that sucks, right? And I really want to help people in that situation. And I remember that when I'm making these calls, coming from a place of contribution that not only keep you making the calls, but it's also going to help you emotionally handle getting yelled at a little better because you know your heart's in the right place. You know what I mean? You're just gonna keep trudging on because you believe in what you're doing. On to the next tip. So the next tip is probably one of the most important things to remember, and that is to mirror and match. Relating to tone and speed of your talking, you want to mirror and match what the other person sounds like on the phone. And I know it's probably hard to believe that I can talk really slowly, but however the person sounds when they answer the phone, if they're like, hello, I'm like, hi, my name's Adam. Nothing's gonna make you feel more like a sociopath than this tip because you're gonna sound so different from call to call. But you have to remember that your goal is to keep them on the phone and you want to relate to them in every way possible. And you can do that right from the start just by making yourself sound like them. So yeah, that's mirror and matching, don't forget it. The next tip is also probably the most important. I feel like I'm gonna say that about all the tips, but that is to understand, and that means repeat and affirm. So I guess it's like understand, repeat and affirm. And this is gonna also feel really ridiculous while you're on the phone, but believe me, the more you do it, you will be like, wow, this works. Literally repeat every single thing that the person on the other line says, affirm it, and then move on with your next question in the script. They're like, yeah, we feel like the market's just really bad and that's why the home didn't sell. Got it, so you're saying the market is bad and that's the reason the home didn't sell. That makes a lot of sense. Boom, on to your next question in the script. The cold calling is so subtle, right? Like I said, it's human psychology. And people can tell if you're not listening to them. And if you are just really focused on a script, you stop hearing the people on the other line, and doing this helps the person feel heard. And it works. I mean, it really does work. It's funny. It's a really great tip. I promise if you use it, you won't be disappointed. Okay, the next tip is going to be gain control. You want to be the one in control of this phone call, and the person asking the questions is the one who's in control. And that really all comes back to following your script. Don't let the other person kind of pull you away from it. Like with expired listings, there's a lot of objections with expired listings. People are always gonna be pushing back really hard at you, and you need to be memorizing how to respond to every single thing that someone could possibly say. And you do that by Googling scripts. This is something that is different than your main script. I would not recommend changing your main script. Until you start doing this a lot, you don't really understand why the script is written the way that it is. But trust me, it's written properly if you're getting it from a reliable source. Whereas objection handlers, you can Google all over the place and just put together, I have right on my wall, well that's a tip for later, but I have all my objection handlers on my wall. So when I make a call, I'll just jump into this tip now too. I always stand up when someone answers the phone. So I'm sitting at my chair, waiting, and then as soon as someone answers, I stand up because it's changing the environment. When you stand up and your script and your objections on the wall and you can read it, it just makes it like your little cave of lead generation. If you are on a call and you mess up and it doesn't go well and the person hangs up on you and you're like, well, I messed that one up, you want to write down what they said that stumped you on a separate Word document and then go Google and find an objection handler for it. You just feel less defeated every time you mess up because you're failing forward. And that's cold calling in a nutshell, is failing forward. A great way to do that is to not get discouraged when you mess up a call, because you're gonna mess up and you're gonna feel so embarrassed. You might say something stupid and the person's like, what? And you're like, hang up. And you have to remember, the fear is irrational. They can't hurt you and you're not breaking any laws. So there's really nothing to be afraid of. And it's not gonna be easy at first, but I promise your skin's gonna toughen up. When it comes to searching for objection handlers, you wanna say things that result in the person on the other line needing to say yes to you. Well, you do want to sell the home for the most amount of money possible, right? So they're gonna say yes to that. So you never wanna ask yes or no questions ever unless you know it's gonna be a yes, and you do that by asking really obviously, yeah, I'm gonna say yes to that questions. Is it getting too bright? Probably. Now, a lot of the times the objections can be handled just by staying on script. Remember, you're on the phone, okay? And it's better to just say the next question in your script, even if it doesn't make a lot of sense, than freezing up and not knowing what to say. A lot of the times it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And that brings me to my next point, which is assume the appointment. If you go a couple days without setting an appointment, you end up expecting to not set an appointment. And that comes across in your voice. And you need to be very assumptive with the way that you are speaking, because it takes a lot of guts to just keep asking questions when someone is rude to you on the phone. But again, that always comes back to you have nothing to lose, they can't hurt you, and you're not breaking any laws. So I don't stop going until I get hung up on. And that's set me a lot of appointments, because it's so easy to, in your head, justify why, oh, they're not interested, I'm just gonna give up now. And you can't do that, because you never know. Even if they literally say they're not interested, they might still be interested. You're gonna get hung up on. It's gonna feel like you're failing, but if you're following your script and you're not giving up and you are being bold, you are gonna do well. And again, that comes all the way back to believing in why you're calling. Yeah. Okay, another tip I would say, and I say this lightly because it's true, but you don't want to overdo it, and that is to take a break. If you have 3 bad calls in a row and your mindset is off and you're feeling defeated and depressed because you just keep getting yelled at, you gotta stop. So when this happens to me, I will pause my dialer, I meditate, I pray, I'm like, God, give me strength. Lord help me, because it is not easy. And if you are just dialing for the sake of dialing, it's not gonna work. You need to have your head in the game, and if you wanna just take a short 5-minute walk and then come back, do a reset and then jump back on, you're gonna do great. But don't give up and don't take too many breaks. You know what I mean? You gotta really work. Your mindset's so important. And I talked a lot about mindset in my last video, which I'll link right here or right here. I think it's right here. Right here. You gotta treat it with a lot of care. Your mental health, believing in yourself, and having confidence is the most important thing with cold calling and real estate. A lot of the times you feel like you're spinning your wheels and you're not getting anywhere, but the ones who make it are the ones who never gave up. And don't give up. You just have to remember that it's possible. Here comes the sun. All right, and my very last tip is going to be get a dialer. You can just get through so many numbers, and you're not gonna grow a huge business if you're typing in one number at a time. There's just no way to be efficient with it unless you use a dialer. I can't tell you how many deals I've closed because of this dialer. The $400 a month that I pay for it, which I know is a lot, but it pays for itself. Okay, I lied. This is my last tip, and again, I wanted to put it towards the end because I did talk about this in my last video, but that is to schedule and protect your lead generation time. So everyone in my life knows not to call me from 8 to 12 p.m., 8 to noon, because that's when I'm cold calling and that's when it's my appointment setting time. I even tell clients this when they sign with me. I say, unless it's an emergency, I am looking for more people to help from those hours. And it's easy for people to say to you, oh, you work for yourself, can't you move that around? No. Like I said, unless it's an emergency, just text me. I can text you. There's something in the air. I can text you while I'm calling, but I am not gonna answer the phone unless something's on fire. Yeah, and build a nice appointment setting cave, a place where no one's gonna distract you, and put your phone on Do Not Disturb. close your email and just really focus on the calls. Anyways, I hope you guys loved this video. I hope it was very helpful. Let me know what you want to see next. I already have my next video planned. And if you follow me on Instagram, you know my next video. And if you don't, go follow me. Anyways, like I said, I'm still super happy to have this channel. I am so excited. And I'm sorry that the lighting keeps changing. I can't promise you I'm gonna change that anytime soon, but eventually I will. Just not now. I'm busy cold calling. I do have a monitor though. It's kind of nice to see myself while I film, so. Thank you so much for all the support on my last video and on my Instagram, and I just feel very loved and supported, and I'm on fire, and nothing's gonna stop me. Okay. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.